We'll get Darius in there.
Yeah.
He'll be in for a sound bath at some point. I'm sure of it.
Oh my gosh, totally. I'm sure he would be total game. He has been so supportive of our community as a newcomer. Amazing.
Jumped
to
right
see
in
him here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah.
Head first.
And
Into
it's
a very full pool of art. I do have a crazy question for you.
Sure.
Do you consider us an artsy community?
I do.
Because you did move up here from Cleveland?
Columbus. And,
Columbus, sorry.
Columbus.
So many
cities
cities
in Ohio.
in Ohio.
And I love them all. But here's what I will say about Grand Rapids. There has been a deep love for the arts for a very long time. We have invested quite a bit in bring the fact that we have our own opera, ballet company, symphony, right? It's all
we
here.
really have like the full buffet.
Yes. Now, but I think we're at a stage where we as a community need to rally and think about sustainability of our arts and cultural community. So if I'm anything of a downer today, it's to say we're not quite as sustainable as we need to be. And moving from other cities, I would say that's where we need to improve is around some city, county public funding. We do not have that here.
How do we improve? Because I feel like when people go, oh, we need to do this and that, I'm like, well, I only got the money I got. I only got the time I got.
Yeah.
But as a force collective, what do you think each of us can do?
Well, I think there's two parts. I think there's what we can do as a community and then individuals. I'll start with community. In the place I moved from, Columbus, Ohio, when I left there, here just gives you an example. There were two folks who had been recipients of funding from the local arts council who were on the New York Times bestseller list. We also had two individuals who were in the Whitney Biennial. We had an individual who'd just been on RuPaul's Drag Race, who had also gotten funding from the local arts council.
The only thing I had questions about was the Whitney Biennial, but I think that's the Whitney Museum.
The Whitney Museum has a
York?
big major exhibition every 2 years where they highlight some of the most important artists.
And they came
of our
from
time.
Grand Rapids?
They came
West
from
Michigan?
No, they came from Columbus. And so when I moved from Columbus here, what I realized, we don't have money that specifically invests in artists locally.
To get our artists
So
more
what
nationally
happens?
known.
Our artists go to Ann Arbor, or they move to Detroit, or we lose them to Chicago. And that impacts the institutions. That also impacts those artists. It impacts the art school. It impacts Art Prize, because we don't continually invest in artists, nor our local institutions. So what I would like to see is funding for the arts through the city-county solution. In Columbus, they have a ticket fee. It's like 2% on top of tickets. And that goes back into a pool of money that then feeds the arts in greater Columbus area. Here, we can come up with a solution that serves that community. So if anything, I want folks here to be aware that that is something those of us in the arts know we need to be working on.
That's an interesting community policy change.
It would be. It would very much be.
What is the current price to get into the museum? If I come, let's say I'm taking out a date.
Yes.
And I have a first date and maybe I'm really young.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say
so
I'm
let's
a
say
student
if you
at GRCC or maybe I'm 22
you're teeing me
and
up.
really cute.
Yeah.
I'm looking for sexy cows.
Sexy cow is in your future. Well, first off, I would say if you do not realize that the Grand Rapids Art Museum is the only cultural institution that has a free night every single week, then you need to put that down in your mental Rolodex that Graham is free every Thursday night from 5 to 8 p.m. So first
5
off,
to 8 p.m. Thursday night
Yeah.
is when I'm going to book my first date
do your first date, try it out.
with my young, sexy bull.
That's right. But then you may decide, oh my gosh, that was our first date. This is a place I want to come back to. This is a place I want to be a part of. So for $12, you and your date can come back and you can be a part of a Sunday afternoon, and you can hear music in the galleries or whatever else we may have going on. Now,
Again, I could go to Experience GR
and find out all about this
and look up every event you have going.
You bet. Now, I will say, here's the next thing I'd like you to consider.
Okay.
As you now are no longer dating, you've gotten married, and you've decided we are going to start a family.
Off the market.
Yeah, I'm off it. It's time for me as a parent to begin thinking about what kind of experiences am I providing for my family. So that's when you get a membership and you decide, I want to do this on a regular basis, and it's something that we enjoy and together, and it might be something you do on a regular basis.
I think
then you have
what's interesting to me about a membership with the museum as well as with other organizations in town is it's kind of your way of giving too.
Yeah.
So if you buy a membership and let's say it encourages you to use it and go and enjoy it more.
Yeah.
But then it's also a way of donating for people who aren't like, hey, Cindy, I got $1 million I'd like to give. And
I know. Well, and one of the things that makes me super happy is I'll find out that a family bought a membership, and then at a certain point, they decided they wanted to try our summer camps. And so their kids went to our summer camps. And then I'll find out, oh my gosh, they have one of their teenagers wants to volunteer with us and has fallen in love with the museum because they did a summer camp, because they had a membership. And then I find out they're going to college and they want to study the arts in some capacity. And it's just like, you don't know what ripple effects.
Internships and volunteer experiences for anybody. A lot of
different types of things. Everything from you can become a docent or you can volunteer and be a part of our volunteer council. So there are a lot of ways people get involved. We now have college interns who do amazing things and work on our social media and all kinds of fun ways to engage. But many of them had an extraordinary experience as a child, and they can't turn it off. So it's cool.
I really like the vision.